Morning everyone, I'm Paul Galbraith. I'm a counselling psychologist and the school psychologist at King Edward VII School, and this is the third video in my series designed to help people get through the lockdown process. The topic of today's talk is just on dealing with uncertainty. In many of the conversations that I've had with people in general, but also boys at the school, something that a lot of them have been talking about is just the uncertainty that they're experiencing. When will we get back to school? What will it be like? Uncertainty around the COVID pandemic, getting sick, family members getting sick, all those kinds of things. And dealing with that uncertainty can be sometimes very difficult. Human beings are very good at seeing problems. We like to identify problems so that we can manage those risks. But the problem is that often our predictions about the future and our predictions about how problems will turn out are most of the time very unrealistically negative. This means that we often spend quite a lot of time engaging with very unrealistically negative predictions and spending a lot of time thinking about those things and trying to plan for things that are sometimes impossible to plan for, which often will lead to increased feelings of anxiety, worry, stress, depression, and those kinds of things. So today I'm just going to take you through a very, very simple 4-step process, a strategy for how you can refocus your attention so that you don't get so stuck in very unrealistically negative predictions. So I've drawn it out on a piece of paper. This is what it looks like. So what you're going to start off with doing is you're going to write down the worst possible outcome. So if you consider that something that's giving you a lot of uncertainty at the moment, maybe it's when we're going to return to school, how much work you might have missed, are you going to be able to catch up, is it going to affect your marks, all of those kinds of things. So write down the worst possible outcome that you can think of. So perhaps we'll only get back to school in 3 months' time. There's going to be too much work to do in that time. You're not going to be able to cope with the workload, your marks are going to drop, all of those kinds of things. Then what I want you to do is I want you to think of the best possible outcome. So perhaps that would be lockdown will end at the end of this month and we will return to school on Monday the 4th of May. We won't have missed any work really and you'll just be able to carry on as normal. Possibly a little bit unrealistically positive. And then what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to think of the most likely outcome. And the most likely outcome might be something along the lines of, we will miss some school. We probably won't get back to school, at least not everyone, in the beginning of May. None of us know exactly how it's going to pan out, but we're probably not going to get back in the first week. And there probably will be a level of stress, and we probably are going to have to put in a lot more effort than we might have. That's probably the most likely outcome. But write down what you think the most likely outcome is. And then you can start planning for the most likely outcome. So instead of wasting your time and energy focused on the worst possible outcome, you can start planning, you can start thinking about what is it that you need to start doing now, what is it that you can control to make the most likely outcome work out in the best possible way for you. So that's just a simple strategy that you can use to redirect your attention away from the worst possible outcome while still being realistic about the situation, and then planning effectively and starting to take effective and proactive action to help you with the most likely outcome. If anyone's got any questions, if anyone would like to drop me an email with any other topics that you'd like covered, my email address is pgalbraith@kes.co.za.